Welcome, everyone. Welcome to purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be reading for all 12 signs for the week of September 7th through the 13th. We do have the Pisces Lunar Eclipse upon us, so definitely prepare for some big aha moments, especially with your own shadow side or shadow self. Discernment will be key this week, the 7th through the 13th. I feel like what I'm seeing collectively is a lot of distraction. So you want to watch out for people purposely trying to knock you off your path. I do feel like this particular full moon, is going to be very profound and impactful, especially for those of us on this very specific type of journey. Lunar eclipses are all about big change. So what I want to say here is sometimes change is good, guys. Sometimes it's good. I think some of us may be standing in our own way. It's very possible. So better discernment coming through with this lunar eclipse will help us make better decisions. I feel like that's one of the lessons that I got this week is there is definitely a difference between choices and decisions. And I think that this Pisces lunar eclipse is about to show all of us that lesson. So focus on cleansing and grounding this week, September 7th through the 13th. In the next few days, as we go over this full moon, with grounding, you can definitely go outside and touch a tree. But what I'm learning is it's a lot more about implementation. So practicing what you preach, right? Cleansing you can do with any water. This is the Pisces lunar eclipse, baths, showers, lakes. Incense as well. I like to burn incense. Today I have Tree of Life incense burning. Guys, I will use timestamps. I'll put the timestamps in after the live stream is over. If you're able to catch me live, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Please remember we are multi-streaming, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. If you're coming back and watching the replay, thank you so much for watching my video. Timestamps will be in the description box. Vanessa coming in on Facebook, Diana on YouTube. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, my moderator ladies. I got some exciting news today. I have a new set of cards that I don't think anybody is going to say they have. I don't think I've ever seen them before. I think if anyone does have them, it's going to be Sandra. But today I purchased me a small gift for myself, and I went and found Visualize the Future Carrot cards, the old time rabbit wisdom. So we're going to use these tonight. We are starting to get into the more seasonal witchy vibes, right? So I pulled out the Modern Witches Tarot, and we're going to start breaking in the season, right, with this particular deck. I think I'm going to use Hocus Pocus next, and then we'll close it out with The Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Right? I think Diana reminded me that it is time to start pulling them out. And then for guidance, I pulled out the Sacred Traveler, and of course, we'll close it out with the Moonology Oracle. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. Let's get to Aries. Let's timestamp. Let's do 350 for Aries. Guys, I never say that this is for your sun, moon, and rising or rising. I do honestly believe that the astrology shows us that all 12 signs are very significant in our birth charts. They do correlate over a certain area of our life. So I feel it's important that you pull your birth charts out, right? And that you listen to all 12 signs and see if they correlate with your own journey, if they give you guidance for a situation that you're experiencing in that area of your life. On the back of the new rabbit cards, carrot cards, it says, now you can use good old rabbit wisdom to look at tomorrow or to solve the situations you have today. I just want to say that Spirit is always going to say, be present, and it's about what's happening today. I'm not saying that there's not people out there that can like predict the future and that type of stuff, but that's not really what we're doing at PLR, right? We are experiencing current energy always. That's why our monthly update is always called current energy. And that's really like as far out, I feel like a spirit um, has ever let me really see anything. And again, it's energy. So it's like, I feel like the energy has to be close. Like we have to be getting closer before we can actually feel it, because energy can change very, very quickly, right? So it says 54 gentle spirited black and white illustrations will find possibilities in the present and hints of what's to come. So that's what we're going to use tonight for our main energy of the week. And of course, I done went through them. I cleansed them. I practiced with them. And then, of course, I pulled out the little booklet that comes with it because, you know, I'll forget. All right, Aries. We have the fence with the hole. On the bottom, we have icy path. So icy path, pretty easy. It's kind of giving me this energy where like you may be struggling to get your footing, Aries. With the fence in the hole, this is one of those cards that I'm definitely going to have to study because I remember what the meaning of it was. I believe it was hope. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to look at it just really quickly. And it is the fence in the hole. The meaning is hope. So I remember when I was studying this card, it's number 16. And I remember thinking, like, this is one of those cards where I'm sure if I sit here long enough, I can understand where the artist came up with the meaning, right, of hope with this particular card. But the card does show a piece of a broken fence. So, Aries, you could be experiencing something in your life that you feel is broken. You could have hope that it's fixable. All right, let's pull challenge or obstacle for Aries. So we have Page of Cups coming out. Page of Cups, slippery situation. It does talk about a small offer being made. We have Temperance coming out. This is healing energy. This could be like a healing journey as well. And we have the Devil card coming out. It's Capricorn energy. I got the message right away. The Devil card is karmic energy, karmic ties. Can we do something about the YouTube situation? Infinite abundance comes out. Abundance is pouring into your life and protected by angels of mercy is on the bottom. Okay, so Aries, I feel like there's something you feel is challenging or broken. And I feel like there's something that you think you can fix, or maybe you're learning that it's not up to you to fix. And it could also be that maybe you're learning that it won't fix itself overnight. I think that could definitely be the situation. Page of Cups does say there's some type of slippery situation. It could be emotional for you, especially with Temperance and the Devil card coming out. Abundance that's in your life right now is, it's not something that you're seeing as abundance. I think that you're going through some type of pause, some type of healing period that maybe is taking longer than you expected. Maybe because you're not putting in. Page of Cups is um, like student energy, not at its fullest potential energy. Um, there's something about commitment here as well. The devil energy is Capricorn energy, but it's definitely something that didn't work out. And it's something that you're trying to heal from, or maybe even break free from. Infinite abundance shows all these people, it's like their family, surrounded by their family. They're working hard towards something, they're gathering all this fruit. So it's this energy of maybe your time and your work is needed elsewhere. All right, let's pull Moonology to close it out for Aries. Be bold and make the first move. That's you, Aries, the cardinal moon. And let's pull one more. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. That's going to be September 21st. Remember, we have lunar eclipse coming on September 7th. Your commitment is being tested. I feel like that's definitely very, very true, especially this week with PLR. I love that, Jeannie. Thank you for sharing. Um, I'm struggling with PLR. I feel like I've been struggling with PLR since the beginning, like since I created it, right? For those of you that may not know, purplelunarose is my alchemy of my awakening. So I had a specific type of spiritual awakening. And instead of like staying stuck in dark night of the soul, which many, many of us do, I decided that I was going to alchemize what had happened to me. And I created PLR. And through PLR, through this journey, I'm healing, right? I'm going through my spiritual awakening, I'm healing, and I get to share all of that with all of you. And then as you're going through your own experiences and your own awakening, um, we tend to bond or feel connected or feel like, how does she know that about me? Because we're having the same type of awakening, which means we're learning the same types of lessons, and we're having the same types of experience. But I think a lot of times the astrology has a lot to do with it as well, right? Astrology helps everyone. It doesn't matter what type of awakening you're having, right? To say that I feel tested with PLR, like, let's just use this week for an example. This week, we're a small, very small, growing organic channel, right? This week, when I set the live streams, I made an error. I made an error in the size of the stream. And because I did that, it got sent out to all the platforms and everyone, signed up and clicked the button and said, hey, we're coming. So I couldn't just like delete it and take it down and redo it. You know what I'm trying to say? I had to leave it up. And now, this whole week has been that way because I set them all the same way. Did I learn something? Yes, absolutely. Is this the first time I've done that? Absolutely not. um, I guess my point is like whatever we're doing in our journey, whatever we've used, whatever we're alchemizing, um, there's no quitting, there's no stopping, there's no like it's not an option. You're having a spiritual awakening. You can't go back to sleep, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? Like once you're awake, Aries, you're awake. Once you're awake as well, spirit is going to make you go through a cleansing and a purging. I mean, that's just what happens with anybody who's having spiritual awakening, with anybody who's having any kind of spiritual awakening, right? So I don't know. I guess like look in the Aries in your chart. For me, I have my sun in Aries, Mars in Aries, Mercury in Aries. My whole chart is in Aries. But my point is like look at your chart and what area of your life is Aries for you, where maybe you felt like you were starting to lose hope, or maybe you felt like something wasn't enough. And I feel like Spirit's just saying, this is not going to happen overnight. Temperance is slow moving Sagittarius energy. This is going to take time. And the devil, even though we want to be like, oh, karmic energy, or, oh, you know, something toxic or unhealthy, it's Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is committed. Capricorn energy is loyal, determined. That's the word I'm looking for. Capricorn is determined. So there's no out. There's no quitting. Everything is a lesson, a growing experience. And I don't know, I think Pisces Lunar Eclipse week is going to give you this confirmation. Expect powerful changes. Whatever the changes that you experience is going to help you find that hope and become more committed to your journey, Aries. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. I love how I'm always like, I'm going to go through these really fast. I'm not going to clarify. I'm just going to pull the cards right out. And then Spirit's like, we're going to talk about this and this and this. All right, fire signs. Leo is next. Let's timestamp. Oh my goodness. 1747. All right, so the sevens are going to be significant for Leo. This is for September 7th through the 13th. The 7th is the day that we have that Pisces lunar eclipse, Leo. Very spiritually powered full moon. Very spiritually powered full moon. All right, so Carrot Tarot, my new cue cards. Hawk in the Sky. I love that that card came out. How many of you are experiencing the birds? How many of you are, I don't know, you have spiritual awakening and it's like you become one with everything. It's not just people and soul, it's nature and animals and all the things, right? All right, Leo, challenge or obstacle. We have the Fool card. It's taking a leap of faith. Before I go any further, the hawk in the sky, I got distracted by the comments. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. It's just I gotta do the reading and then I can read the comments. But hawk in the sky is a message. It's very possible, one, that you're already noticing, you know, the birds. And two, it's also possible that guys, as my awakening grows, like I will get better at being able to describe these things. But when it's happening to you, like it's really hard to like find the right words sometimes, right? But I feel like Leo, you could get some type of powerful message this week through that Pisces, very spiritual Pisces lunar eclipse, right? And I think that message could have something to do with needing to take some type of leap of faith, right? A lot of times when we see leap of faith, it's because we need to leave something behind. I shouldn't say that. It's because we need to like open the next door, move on to the next chapter, turn the page. I don't know, something like that. But we fear the change, so we stay in the position that we're in. Page of Wands is here. Page of Wands is spiritual awakening. Guys, remember how I said that I use all these readings to correlate with my own birth chart? So for me, I like to use me as an example because then it doesn't feel like I'm picking on everyone else. But Page of Wands is, okay, so Leo is my second house, right? My money, my material things. Page of Wands is, it's spiritual awakening. It's baby steps. It's still new. Not sure which action to take. But it's in lesson learn, Leo. It's in the position. Remember when I made this spread, this card tells you what to do about this card. So it says that in your spiritual awakening, you've been experiencing this awakening long enough, Leo. You should be able to know how to discern the message of where to go, what door to open. Outcome is 3 of Cups. Spirit is, oh my gosh, this is so true for me today. Spirit is guiding you towards like minds. Maybe even, you could even, Leo, feel like you're drawing in or like magnetizing, like bringing people to you that are having the same type of experience. 3 of Cups is soul tribe, soul family, soul sisters. 2 of Cups is on the bottom. This is equal effort. This is everybody working together. Leo, I think you're afraid to make some type of big move. I think you've been taking it very cautiously, baby steps. And I think, Leo, this could have something, the message could have something to do with collaboration, working together. Let's pull a guidance card. We have discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Mystic healer is on the bottom. Healing energy flows through you. I gotta talk about that too, and I don't want to. Okay, so discovering truth. You're going a different way. You're not going to continue following or doing what other people are doing. You're going to be called to do something different. And it is because the things that everyone else is doing, or the story that is being told by everyone to everyone, was never the truth, right? And we're learning that now. That's Pluto in Aquarius, guys, in case you were wondering. And so this week we're doing the 7th through the 13th. Next week, remember, we're always trying to stay a week ahead. Next week, we're actually it's going to be that midweek between the eclipses. So I thought this would be a perfect time to talk about Pluto going in and out of orbit in our orbit. We'll talk more about that next week. But I think it's hilarious. People said that, we can't call it a planet because, it's too far away and it's too little and it doesn't affect us. And it's like, oh my gosh, so wrong. But that's why we're all experiencing all these truths right now. Like, that's why, the world is like, turn your TV on. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're all seeing things come to light and maybe, understanding that like our beliefs about certain things were, not what we thought them to be. And that's on both sides. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side you're on. So you stand in the light of truth says that you have to go a different route. You have to do something that's different than what others are doing. You want to know what I know that is different that I do that I don't feel? And like right now, I'm so glad it's just us in here. I banned the one person. I don't even know, like he was talking smack, so he had to go. But not everyone is as openly vulnerable and authentic and truthful about their journey. Many people that are having this type of spiritual awakening get out on social media and YouTube because Spirit gives them the same message, right? You're not supposed to sit and wallow. You're supposed to alchemize and help other people. And they do. I'm not saying that they don't help other people, but it's really rare for you to hear them talk about their own personal journeys. Remember, we saw that card, you're protected by angels. Like, that's a factual thing. But it's hard, right? Like, it's hard to tell people, like, I wanted to quit last week. Like, last week I wanted to be like, I'm so done with this. I want to move to Canada and I want to change my name to like Georgina or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at. And you don't really see that. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the only one. I know that there's others out there that do talk about their personal journeys and do like put themselves out there so that people can realize that, like, they're not crazy. It's happening to other people too. I think that's my biggest issue. My biggest issue is, like, I don't want to show my face. I'll put my picture up. That's all you get. Like, I don't want people to, I don't know, it's weird. It's like they're in my business. You know what I mean? It's like, this is my life. I have to live this life. Spirit says, I have to follow this purpose. All right, Moonology to close it out for Leo. Don't let your past hold you back. It's the South Node, so take the leap of faith. Open the new door. Turn the page. New chapter, right? Hold your vision. The fixed moon. One more, please. Communication is T. New moon in Gemini. There's those twins. Bring love into the situation was on the bottom. All right, Leo, I hope that was helpful. Next fire sign, Sagittarius. And then we'll move on to the water signs. I love all the new energy coming in. I think it's funny when Spirit tries to like make a point. Organic growth is important. So for all of you out there that are experiencing spiritual awakening, and you hear, the calling, it's easy to want to take the shorter route, right? But I promise you that the pay is better with the more slower organic growth. And I just want to, throw this out there. Like, PLR is PLR. We're going to be here forever, I guess, until, I go on into my next lifetime, right? But that doesn't mean that like I won't start another, maybe like a shorts channel, and I, only post shorts and make a killing, and don't tell anybody. And don't connect it to anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that won't happen, right? Guys, I make a pretty decent amount off shorts, and I hear so many people talk so much smack about it, and it's like I don't understand. And you know how like I said view duration is important, and that's on any platform, engagement, view duration, all that stuff. You can have a million followers, subscribers, all those things, but if none of them come back and watch your videos all the way through repeatedly, your pay is less, right? You can have 1,000 subscribers who come back regularly, watch what you post repeatedly, especially shorts. I love you all that turn them on and just let them play. Um, and you can make a pretty decent living from all of this. I think that's another big lesson that I got to learn this week, and it was a painful one, let me tell you. Um, the whole struggling with going back to work full time. Do I go back full time? Do I stay part time and keep doing PLR? Um, I'm Aries. I'm the rebel. I like to, fight spirit because I think I'm tough. And then I get my butt kicked, right? So, needless to say, I know some people don't have that ability. Like some people aren't in a position in their life where they can just go part time and then put their majority of their efforts and time into their purpose. I understand that. That's why Spirit says it's really important that your job somehow, somehow you're able to combine the two, right? I think a lot of us, it's weird because we're at Sagittarius, so this may have something to do with your reading, but I think a lot of us are experiencing that lesson, and this is definitely Pisces lunar eclipse. I mean, it's that energy where if we don't, if our job doesn't align to our soul's journey, it's like we can't keep lying about it. We can't keep going and forcing ourselves and telling ourselves that it's okay, or it's for this, or whatever excuse that you're giving yourself, like, oh, it's for this. Spirit's going to show you with this full moon how that's actually not the case. That's some belief system that you have, and that's actually not what's happening. That's what just happened to me. All right, let's get to it. right, tell me that you hear me. I mean, I'll give you one guess as to what happened to the picture. I know, right? I'm sorry. I know. Give me just a second and I'll get it back. And we were in it good too. Sagittarius says I can't hear. Uh-oh. I have it on my laptop, so you should be able to hear me now. And then I'm gonna fix the phone. Because you know me, I started without plugging the phone up. You know what happened? We were on a pacifier binky hunt right before the live. And I was just so proud of myself for being on time. So I don't know what to do. Should we re-timestamp? I don't want to because it was 3:33. So whoever watches Sagittarius is going to be like, what? I know, and I don't want to pull any more cards until I get it open. I'm almost there. You guys remember Tim? You remember? Like, I remember him laughing at me because I forgot to plug in the phone. Here we are all these years later. Okay, give me a second. Can you hear me now? I don't know where it's supposed to be. I feel like that's good enough. Has it happened for Sagittarius before? Yes. Okay, so I stopped pulling. So let me know you can hear me first. It's gonna be a good one. It's like something doesn't want it to come out. Okay, sweet. All right, so we were at the carrot. I looked up well, and then bam. Um, Totally my bad. I love y'all. Um, so I just stopped right there, and then I just got the phone back on. So we're just gonna keep going. I don't even want to re-timestamp. It's totally fine. Like, I don't know. Whoever is gonna watch it will watch it, and if they're supposed to watch it, they'll keep watching it, right? Or they won't. But I'm being told like we're just gonna keep going. We're not stopping to start over. So that's gonna mean something. Vanessa said it likes happening for Sagittarius. And I was like, has it happened for Sagittarius? And guys, a lot of times when these readings are happening, I mean, I'm here, but like sometimes it'll happen, like I'll do a reading and I'll be like, what just happened? Like, what did I say? What was it about? I'll forget. And it's like, I have to go back and watch them just like you guys do, right? It was 33:33 was the timestamp. So I just want to leave it. So the delay is going to mean something. There's something in a delay. I mean, the card was the carrot card was wealth. Remember, we looked that up. It's wealth. So it's like there's two cards. This is going to mean something as well. There's two cards in this new deck. One is the carrot, and the other one is two carrots on the picture, and it says the double carrot. So I looked it up, and it says mystical. This is a very mystical Pisces lunar eclipse moon that we're talking about or we're experiencing. Right before Sagittarius, I started talking about how we just did Leo's reading, and I was talking about how it's going to be really important for everyone. It doesn't matter who, what sign, none of that. It's the astrology, right? It's going to be really important, and people are going to start to notice that, like, if their job doesn't match with their soul's path or their soul's journey. And here's another thing I'm hearing, and this could just be for like one or two of people out there, I don't know. But it's like for some of you, this whatever was like you needed to do or was you were meant to do in a certain place, maybe you've done it. That's going to be for some of you. But this Pisces lunar eclipse moon is going to show you, most likely Sagittarius, where something that has to do with wealth or a job maybe is causing delays, maybe is causing disruption. Um, you know what I'm trying to say? Like everything has purpose. So me forgetting to plug up the phone for the 500 billionth time in 5 years, probably has something to do, especially if it's happened for Sagittarius before, like Vanessa said. And I do remember rewatching one and saying something about a delay, like there must have been a delay for Sagittarius because suddenly, something went out. So I just wanted to point out all of the synchronicities. Also, the carry card is number 7. So again, most likely Sagittarius, you're seeing a lot of synchronicities everywhere you look, right? All right, challenge or obstacle. We have 7 of Pentacles. I love that we do, look, I had to wait for the cards for the camera. All right, so the 7s and the 3s are huge, right? 7 of Pentacles. 7 also is a very spiritual number. Just want to point that out. But 7 of Pentacles says that, see how she's kind of standing there with the watering can? She has taken care of these plants. They are fully grown. She has done all the things here, and she's kind of looking at what she's built, what she has put her time and dedication into, and she's waiting for something to happen. This isn't the shit show card like the normal 7 of Pentacles in Rider-Waite, because the Pentacles aren't just scattered everywhere. They're very strategically placed, right? So it's like this person has worked very hard, very dedicated, put a lot of time and effort into growing something. And now the challenge or obstacle with every 7 of Pentacles is looking at what you've grown, what you've um, built, nurtured, took care of, and the point is to see like what's coming next, right? Because remember, I always say the 8 of Pentacles is the card that represents you're almost there. So 7 of Pentacles is the card that's saying you're almost there, right? So like you're at the end of something, at the end of some type of, I don't know, cycle. I almost said shift. It definitely is a type of shift. It's like you're shifting on to something else, something that's going to, 8 of Pentacles is very focused and very dedicated. So it's like it's something that's going to require more of your time. I think that's why Spirit showed me that like going back full time was a waste of my time. There's no money that I can make at the job that I'm at that can substitute for the time that I invest in my own business. Does that make sense? Like there's no paycheck that someone can give me, unless, I don't know, $1 million, maybe I might think about it. But my point is that, after taxes and all that bullshit, it's like you're just changing over, like giving the effort to someone else. And it's like spirit's asking you to put all of that time and effort and everything that you put into what you're growing and nurturing into your own journey. I guess what I'm asking Sagittarius, my moon sign is Sagittarius. Hi, Sandra. So it's like, what I'm asking is, are you working for someone else? Like, are you building something for someone else? Ten of Cups, happy home, happy family. The World card. I heard Capricorn. But the World card is things coming together, opportunities coming together. Ten of Cups is emotional contentment. Are you content with what you've built, what you've grown, the amount of wealth that you have gained? Are you ready for a new journey, a new chapter? Very much. And now I don't remember, was it Leo or Aries? But very much a theme here for the fire signs, right? Is your soul's path aligned? Is your life path aligned with your soul's journey? All right, guidance from the sacred traveler. View from above, get the big picture. Joy and delight, open your heart to joy. That definitely gives me that energy of life is short, right? Life is short. Like happiness, joy, these are all things that should be priorities. I seen a post on Facebook that said, it was sarcasm, but it said, I'm so glad that I give 40 hours of my life to spend with people that make me anxious and tired, so that I can afford toilet paper and bread. I seen that today. I was like, that's so it. All right, your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Sagittarius, most likely, if you're scared to start a new chapter in your life or take a new opportunity that's maybe even been shown to you before, I feel like it's been shown to you many times. And maybe you passed on it for whatever reason. Maybe you passed on it because you have family and you're worried about family situation. I love this card. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Whenever I see this card, I know that whoever I'm reading for and their immediate family, like, you're protected. So Ten of Cups is definitely the energy of, happy home, happy family. So very much immediate family, right? Adjustments are required is on the bottom. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Sagittarius. I do apologize for the delay. Again, I do feel it's going to be significant to your own journey. And I don't know, I guess the people that are supposed to listen to it, right, will. Some people might slide it forward, right, and they have to slide it back. I just seen the Three of Cups flip over. Three of Cups, soul tribe, soul family. soul sisters. Sandra, do you have the carrot cards? I showed them at the beginning of the live. I was like, I found a set of cards that no one's going to have, except for maybe Sandra. But super cute. I'm definitely enjoying them. All right, it's time for water signs, and we're at 50 minutes and 55 seconds. I was saying at the beginning of the live, we're going to start with the Witch's Tarot. We're going to move to Hocus Pocus, and we'll wrap the season up with the Nightmare Before Christmas. And they are preparing to take over. She said, do not have them. Sweet. I found them at my favorite store. Guys, Divine Intentions. Divine Intentions. A little store in my little tiny local town. But they do have a website. I just want to point that out. So like if anybody is looking for some cool tarot cards, but they sell everything. Like they have a whole metaphysical shop. And it's online. So you can totally order, have it shipped to you. I should have a link in the description box, shouldn't I? But yeah. All right, let's do Cancer. Let's do 5232 for Cancer. This is going to be September 7th through the 13th. Pisces Lunar Eclipse coming in at the very beginning of the week, September 7th. Very spiritual lunar full moon eclipse. Okay, so too many came out, so I'm going to pull that one. I see rainbow. This one is the rabbit feet. I never made it. I don't remember. It's number 32. I want to say something about luck, of course, rabbit's feet, but let's look it up. Self-reliance. Self-reliance. Something about counting on yourself to do something or get somewhere. Bottom of the deck is that 10 of Cups. All right, Cancer, 9 of Wands. Could be some stubborn energy here. Page of Cups, slippery situation, small offer. King of Swords, authenticity and truth. I got it pretty quickly. Ready, Cancer? You may... all right, so I'm a Cancer rising. So I'm going to use myself as an example again. There's something here, Cancer, about always giving someone the benefit of the doubt. There's something here about being stubborn in a situation where there's not enough of something. And King of Swords is definitely this energy of authenticity. speaking your truth. It's more than that. Man, I'm getting in trouble. It's the walk the talk. Maybe, and I mean, take this, like if I'm talking to you, Cancer, and you're like, well, I feel like there's something about a Cancer that needs to rely more on themselves. Maybe needs to be more truthful on the matter that other offers aren't exactly what they need or as much as they need at this time. There's something about needing to do something on your own. There's something about needing to be truthful about doing something on your own. And I mean, the energy of the week, the rabbit feet, the self-resilience says you can. You can do it on your own. All right, traveling lightly, simplify your life. That's how you're going to do it. You're going to take away all the things that aren't serving your greater good. Overcoming obstacles is on the bottom. Out of all the signs, the elements, I don't see any pentacles. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And if you're not, Cancer, where are those areas in your own chart? All right, Moonology, a win-win outcome is forecast. Again, your commitment is being tested. A fiery climax approach, full moon in Aries. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Divine timing, welcome. Have we seen Sherry? I can't remember if she said she had to work or not. Ooh, Scorpio, here we go. I've seen it, but I missed it. Let's do 58, 52. I've seen 58, 44, and I wasn't fast enough to catch it. All right, September 7th through the 13th, Scorpio. I'm using the carrot cards. Super cute, right? There's a double carrot. Remember the double carrot? We were talking about who got the carrot. It was Sagittarius. So the double carrot is mystical energy, spiritual energy. It could have something to do with something that you planted, something that you're growing, nurturing, but it's spiritual, it's mystical. All right, challenge your obstacle, 6 of Swords. You're not following Spirit's guidance. You got free will, don't you? All right, let's do lesson learned, Ace of Wands. That's a spanking rod from Spirit, in case you didn't know. But it's also fate and destiny, Ace of Wands. And the Strength card, ooh. The Hierophant is on the bottom. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Leo, But I think it's a Taurus energy. It's someone who's very strict, someone who's very um, fierce. Um, it could be someone that's enlightened. This could have something to do with your spiritual beliefs. Six of Swords is being guided to calmer waters by spirit, following your intuition, following your gut, but you're not doing it because it's in your challenges or obstacle. So the Pisces lunar eclipse is a spiritual cleansing moon. Um, it's going to show you what you need to know about your spiritual path or journey, right? Ace of Wands, Scorpio. I definitely got some, like, I felt like somebody's getting spankings, right? And I don't, some of you may be enjoying them. I don't know. But the Ace of Wands is, it's fate, it's destiny. And it's almost like this has happened before, Scorpio, because this is in lesson learned. So it's like, you know, that if you ignore spirit, okay, so the card Six of Swords, like Google it, it literally says being guided to calmer waters. So you're in the choppy water and you see the water in the background where they're headed is like flat surface, it's calmer, right? So you're ignoring going in that direction for whatever reason, maybe because there's fear of something, maybe fear of the spiritualness of something. Number 13, like I'm scared of 13s. I just want to say Scorpio, 13 is not an unlucky number. Do some research. But anyway, Six of Swords is in your challenges or obstacles. So it tells me that you're choosing your free will. You're like, nope, I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going on the route that I'm going on. Um, for some of you Scorpios, this could be like, I'm only going to listen if it's beneficial, if it aligns with what I want. Um, this is big spankings for Scorpio. Um, the message is very direct. You can't only listen to spirit when it benefits you in some way, or you will stay in the choppy water. So if you feel like your waters are choppy, like you're hitting one obstacle after another, or you're stagnant in the obstacles and you're not moving through them, for some of you, then it's because you're only listening when it suits you. Whatever your fate or your destiny is, remember Ace of Wands, that's what it means. Whatever this is lesson learned to help you with challenge or obstacle, whatever that is, the outcome is this strength card. I don't know if you notice, but the lion is sitting. Do you see him sitting? I don't know too many strength cards where the lion is sitting. That's purposeful. That's mastery. I don't know who you are, Scorpio. I don't know. There's lots of you out there. But you're meant to do something bigger. You're meant to master something. And you have to listen to the guidance all the time in order to do that. Or you get spankings along the way. I mean, this week is full of aha moments, Scorpio. This week is full of aha moments where it's eclipse. So it's the shadows. It's where you see where you've been standing in your own way. And Scorpio, Spirit says, it's because you only listen part of the time. You only follow the guidance part of the time. You only surrender when it looks good or feels good. If it looks scary or feels scary, you do what you want to do. Spirit saying you have to gain some faith. You're going to have to pull and get some deep inner courage. You have some type of journey where you're going to have to master something. Maybe it's just your own fear. That's probably what it is. I'm just saying, I know a lot of Scorpios. I'd be scared of you too. All right. Big confirmation. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. There's something that God has you here doing. You can't just play along when you want to play. Watching the clouds, lie back, rest, and relax. I feel like that's what you want to do. All right. Moonology to close it out. For those of you that are mad at me, a new start is coming. It's the new moon. Okay, the mastery. Oh my gosh, Scorpio. So dramatic. Okay. Right now, we're in the week of the Pisces Lunar Eclipse. Spirit is going to show you where you're not listening, where you're staying in the chaos, and Spirit's trying to pull. My ears just caught fire. Oh my goodness. But Spirit's trying to pull you into like the calm zone, and you're like, no, I'm used to this chaos. I'm going to stay right here. This is what I know. This full moon is going to show you how you're doing that and how you're not listening when Spirit's trying to guide you to calmer waters. Remember, we had the Virgo new moon. Remember, I said it's 0-degree Virgo new moon. We have 29-degree Virgo new moon a month later, right? So the first new moon, which was, when was it? The 23rd, I think. 24th, I can't remember. There's something that you're learning around that new moon, and you're going to have the 4 weeks till the second new moon in Virgo comes in to have mastered something. Ace of Wands is also, the time is now. Some of you could have procrastinated something to the point that the time is becoming more and more limited. Look at that. Did you see me? Was it on camera when I pulled it out? It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. You are good enough. It's full moon in Virgo. There's something spiritual and powerful that you're doing. Ace of Wands is fate and destiny. It's in your, you already know about this. 6 of Wands says you're ignoring it. Spirit says you're some type of leader. You have from the first Virgo new moon to the second Virgo new moon on the 21st to release some type of negativity. I think it's something you're scared of. I think you're scared of it because it's spiritual. And yeah, that's what I got. I just want to point out, Strength card, Leo energy. I'm going to leave it right there. I hope it's helpful. Scorpio, pull your birth chart out. And tell me where Leo is for you. That's the area in your life. I'm talking to Scorpio, Sun, or rising, right? Next week, we talk about Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So is Mars, I want to point out. I feel like we forget that a lot. But Pluto is doing this dance with our orbit, where it's moving in and out of orbit. And it actually has happened before, from what I understand. We're going to talk more about it next week. But from now, it actually started at the end of August. And the last time it did this was, hundreds of years ago. I can't remember when it was. But it actually started at the end of August, Scorpio, and it's going to keep going until, I want to say, 2036. I'm probably wrong. 34, 32. I don't know. It's up there somewhere. But it comes in and out. It does this dance where it stays in our orbit and then it goes out too far to be considered in our orbit, right? That's going to be significant. That's a once in our lifetime, another Pluto once in our lifetime thing, just like moving into Aquarius, right? I mean, what does that tell me? That tells me that, especially Scorpio suns and rising, you're experiencing moments in your life since November of 2024 that you never experienced in this lifetime, that you probably won't experience again, and that are literally breaking generational curses, things that have happened in your family over and over and over and over. You're like, it stops with you. That's Scorpio, sun or rising. And I promise you that if you happen to be one of those rare people out there that has both Scorpio, sun, and rising, do you ever sit there and go, oh my gosh, how does she know? Scorpio, man, not so much. Not so much. We have a lot of Scorpio moon energy here too at PLR. But Scorpio moon, that's different. It's different. That's more about the things you hide that have to do with just your emotions. And I know that sounds crazy to say, but for Scorpio sun and rising, it's literally their whole being, their whole being. For Scorpio moon, it's your emotions. It's how you feel in that moment. It'll pass. But if you're a rising or sun sign, or like Diana's pointing out, moon and rising, yeah, it's your whole being, every day, all day. And you're having experiences that other people on this planet have not ever had and may not ever have. Just want to point that out. All right, we're at Pisces, and this is the Pisces Lunar Eclipse week. So it's like, shake it off. It's like the Scorpio step on my shoulder. All right. Pisces 11515 because I seen it. I know it's moving fast. I don't care. I'm keeping that timestamp. All right, so 15 could be significant Pisces. This is going to be for the week of the 7th. That is when your lunar eclipse moon comes in, all the way to the 13th. The Carrot cards, energy of the week. We have the lawnmower coming out, number 25. Temporary blindness. Temporary blindness. The lawnmower, Pisces. Something you're not seeing. Something maybe you're chopping down or mowing over. This is giving like hasty, rash. Chariot is here. Okay, so I said this is giving hasty and rash. The Chariot is moving quickly. It's actually, the card itself says it's Cancer energy, so you could be dealing with the Cancer, but it says it's okay for you to move quickly. The victory is already yours. That is the true meaning of the Chariot. However, it's in your challenges or obstacle position. So it's going to tell me, that's like reading a reversal. It's the opposite. You're going too fast. You're not seeing something. You're blindly cutting something down that you may need later, or I'm not sure. All right, lesson learned. We have Two of Cups. It's working together. Mutual, I normally say equal effort, but I heard mutual effort. Queen of Pentacles comes out. This is resources, money, someone in control of your resources or your money. Queen of Wands, this is about you getting control of your resources. The rabbit is like, you could have gotten lost down some rabbit hole that slowed you down, caused distraction. I feel like distraction is really discernment as well, really important with this particular moon. There could have been something about imposter syndrome. Maybe you didn't believe in yourself, or you didn't believe in someone. The sunflower represents kindness. There's something about her holding the sunflower that's sticking out to me. It could be about showing yourself kindness. Two of Cups and lesson learned could be about a partnership that didn't bring equal effort, and that's what slowed you down. I think all of this has something to do with your resources, but the word I'm getting here, especially with the lawnmower card, there's something about accountability. Queen of Pentacles is accountability. Are you blaming someone else because you didn't do something fast enough? Because you didn't invest in yourself? I feel like I'm getting in trouble right now because I just kind of making the statement. I was talking to my son, and I said something about how I had invested in someone else for like, I don't know, 5 years. And I just realized that that whole time I was supposed to be investing in myself and my own family. But I was like trying to take care of someone else and someone else's family. I feel like this is the lesson, Pisces, that Spirit showed me. And so it was easier for me to like finally release something or like let something go. I feel like you're going too fast through something and you could be missing something. You could be missing out on some type of partnership. Again, collaboration. All right, let's do a guidance card. Look at that. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. So big confirmation there. There is some type of working with someone, putting in equal effort, crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing is on the bottom. All right, Pisces, Moonology. This feels like a very deep spiritual cleansing of some sort for Pisces with the Pisces Lunar Eclipse that could have something to do with resources. Rabbit is sticking out to me. I mean, especially since I decided to use the carrot cards, which is the little rabbits. All right, luck is on your side. It's new moon in Sagittarius. Confidence is your key to success. It's new moon in Leo. And nothing is yet set in stone. It's the mutable moon. When I was saying that the Two of Cups maybe like mutual, I heard mutual. Okay, so I feel like one, whatever got slowed down could have been mutual, like could have been done on both sides. So it's like there's no fault or there's no like it's equal. Whatever caused the slowdown is equal. But nothing is yet set in stone. Is like you can change it, you can fix it, you can heal it, you can restore it, like whatever it is. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, so we got fire and water signs done. Earth signs next. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus is my 11th house. 11th house is all of you. My community, my friends. Yes, guys, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you, Diana. All right, like very grounded energy. Like my feet are already planted. I definitely feel that energy of like the roots coming from the bottom of your feet, going down to the center of the earth, coming back up, attaching you to the center, making you feel centered and grounded. I did say at the beginning of the live, I do feel that grounding and cleansing is going to be huge. Let's talk about grounding for just a moment. I feel like that's what the reading is going to be about for Taurus, which makes sense. Taurus, an earth sign. Grounding, a lot of times we hear people say, go out in nature, which is very, very true. And this may be the case for you, Taurus. Like maybe you really do just need to go outside and touch a tree, right? Um, maybe you need to, I don't know, spend some time outdoors, breathe some fresh air, I just heard. Um, but I just got something weird too, and I'm just gonna spit it out. But there could be like a Taurus that is in some situation, some environment. There could be something about the air quality. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, um, grounding. I feel like we always say, go touch a tree, go, whatever, go outside, whatever. I remember having this conversation with Spirit one time. I was like, how is this tree hugging helping me? Like, explain to me how hugging this tree is helping me right now. And it actually did get explained to me. Like, my brother-in-law went through this whole thing one time about how the trees are connected and they can actually communicate and send information to each other. And if like one tree is low on one nutrient, it can get it from another tree. That's a real thing. It's been studied, scientists, all the things, right? So I was taught that, right? Also, when Spirit tells us to ground, Spirit is asking us to bring the things that we have like taken in, learned, become knowledgeable in, with, whatever. I feel like you can't ever find the right word. And bring it down to the 3D, to your physical everyday life, and use it in your physical everyday life. So the spiritual lessons that you're learning in the 5D, bring them down to the 3D. That's the grounding part. You're bringing it down to the ground and you're using it in your everyday life. And I think it's really important that we talk more about that grounding belief. Everybody knows the go hug the tree part. Nobody understands why, they just do it, right? But there's more to grounding than just connecting with nature or making yourself feel stable. Spirit's saying if you can implement what you've learned and put it into your everyday practices, your everyday routines, your everyday life, then it just happens naturally, right? You feel more centered and grounded because you're doing the things and using the things and becoming wiser and more knowledgeable, more in alignment. All right, let's timestamp Taurus 128:18 because I've seen it. I know I'm so slow, but I love the freaking number synchronicities. I can't help it. All right, so here we go. Energy of the week. The carrot cards. We have ears. Number 14, ears coming out. So number 14 is a warning. A warning. You may, it's ears. You may hear something, right? It's interesting that I'm getting to talk about that. I recently heard something from someone that I trusted that may not be true. And it seems to me, Taurus, like in my own journey, that this is a repeated situation where I'll believe something that someone said to me because I believe this person to be my friend. And then I find out about like ulterior motives. I don't know. Have you ever had a friend that you thought was a really good friend, and then when you stepped away from the situation. You realized they weren't really your friend at all. This could have something to do with gossiping. Strength card comes out. Leo energy. Again, trying to master something. Nine of Wands. Stubborn energy. So Spirit's saying like you've done it your way. You've been doing it your way. How is that working out for you, Taurus? Two of Swords is the outcome. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom. It could have something to do with listening, the ears, right? So I feel like it's possible. It's like you're hearing the wrong things, or no, I got it. Oh, Taurus, you're listening to the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong people. If you feel like you've been stuck and you can't figure out where to go next, where's your next safe spot? Where's the next landing zone? Where's your next, I don't know, direction in life, Taurus? Like if you feel like you're not courageous enough to make the next step, if you're not sure what you're doing in general, that's what I get with the strength card in your challenges or obstacle. You've been doing something like the same way over and over and over, and Spirit's like, I need you to listen. I need you to listen. I need you to do it a different way. I need you to make a different decision. Eight of Pentacles could have something to do with like recommitment. Like maybe you need to recommit yourself to something. Nine of Wands is also the card of not giving up. I feel like, Taurus, you know that it's not an option. There's something here about like it's not up to someone else. You're the one that decides. It's your life. It's your journey. What you believe about yourself, because we saw the Eight of Pentacles, what you believe you're capable of doing could have something to do with who you're listening to. All right, Taurus, here's some guidance. Sacred Traveler. Great adventure. Take a risk and venture forward. Breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. You're scared to make some type of move. Spirits could be saying that you could find yourself stuck for longer. A new romantic cycle begins. It's new moon in Libra. The answers you need are coming. It's full moon in Gemini. And show the world the real you. That's going to be it. Full moon in Aquarius. All right, Taurus. I'm going to leave that right there. I hope it was helpful. Miss L. Perfect timing. I think Taurus is listening to someone that's telling them they can't do something. Things will never change. There's nowhere to go. There are no other options. They could be themselves. They could be telling themselves that. Could have something to do with work, career, job. Here's what I know, Taurus. Ready? What I know is, one, words have immense power, whether spoken or internal. So if you're telling yourself something, you're the one that's going to make that so, because that's what you're telling yourself. Hawk eggs just flipped over. Hawk egg says high risk. I don't really see Taurus as a risk taker. I feel like I always see Taurus as very responsible, reliable, on duty type of energy. All right, Virgo. Virgo is it's almost like the background intensity that we can feel, but we can't see, with those new moons, right? And then here we are right in the smack in the middle with Pisces full moon. All right, let's do 137.27 for Virgo. This is for September 7th through the 13th. The sevens could be significant. We have snow coming out. It shows little snowflakes. It actually looks like little pebbles, but I imagine it's supposed to be snowflakes. The river is on the bottom. You could be by a river. Number 43, the snow. The snow is expected challenge. Expected challenge. September 7th through the 13th. So I feel like it's expected because it's Virgo. Virgo has been overanalyzing itself since the first new moon. The first new moon was at that early degree where it's like, I'm scared to make the move. I don't feel like I'm ready, or take the step, or whatever it is. I don't feel like I'm ready. Remember we talked about it, the feeling of not being ready to the point that you cause yourself the analysis paralysis, right? Like you get stuck overthinking something so you don't actually take an action. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle. I just want to point out that 4 and 3 is also 7. The Knight of Wands comes out. This is reckless action. Reckless action. Virgo, I didn't see that coming. I feel like Virgo doesn't take reckless action. Virgo overthinks everything, analyzes everything. I feel like that's why you have this expected challenge. Like, oh, I get it. I see. So Virgo, You could feel like you did something reckless, most likely in your past. I don't think this is even recent past. So it's like you expect things to be challenging. Oh my gosh, I just had this conversation today with my daughter-in-law. I was talking about like karma and why I feel like some karmic lessons are more challenging for me than others. Um, you could feel, Virgo, like you're having to expected challenge, like you're having to repay some type of karma, maybe for something reckless that you did in your past. Ace of Cups is here, emotional overflow, and then Eight of Cups is here. Eight of Cups is you've done everything you're supposed to do. You can leave that energy in the past. You don't have to take these um, like this expectation of a challenging life with you in the future. Remember, this Pisces lunar eclipse energy that we're looking at right now, this is spiritual cleansing. This is, it's like spring cleaning, but for your soul, right? Lord, we're getting some specials on YouTube today. Remember when I used to freak out and get all upset? All right. Knight of Pentacles is on the bottom. You could be behind in something and you may need to put more work into something, but that doesn't mean that you should expect it to always be challenging. I think what you're having to leave behind is the emotions, the feeling of, I did this thing in my past, so now everything's going to be hard. The Cups are sticking out to me. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss comes out. Big confirmation of what I just said. Life isn't always going to be hard because of something that you did in your past. That's your belief system. That doesn't mean it's true. You need to leave that emotion or that belief system in the past. This Pisces full moon is probably going to show you how it is that you're actually making things challenging for yourself just because of your own thoughts or beliefs, right? Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges is on the bottom. That's that Scorpio Phoenix rising energy. Phoenix is Scorpio energy, but it's Phoenix rising energy. All right, let's do Moonology to close it out. Prosperity lies ahead. It's new moon in Taurus. There's that bull. Believe in the impossible. It's my absolute favorite. It's the blue moon. Okay, so my north node is in Virgo. So like where I'm headed in this lifetime, right? I definitely feel like I beat myself up about my past mistakes entirely too much. I definitely feel like I caused myself like self-sabotage and delays because of that. So I feel like this Pisces lunar eclipse is going to show Virgo how they've had this belief system, this expected challenges. Oh, it's just going to be hard. It's just the way it is. And I feel like it's going to help cleanse that energy, wash that away, right? So that you're able to move on from that emotion. So prosperity can be ahead, right? All right, we'll leave it there. I hope that was helpful. He's so awful. You know, tarot gives you hope and inspiration. What an awful thing. People are so funny. You know what's more awful? Ignorance. Ignorance is probably the most awful thing on this planet. Wouldn't you agree? Like, have mercy. A little knowledge goes a long way. Miss L is gonna visit Diana. No way. Vanessa's like, kindly, Capricorn. 146.46 because I've seen it for Capricorn. All right, so September 7th through the 13th, Pisces Lunar Eclipse. I'm using the Carrot cards, new cards. The Mini Rabbits, number 27. The Wolf is on the bottom. All right, let's look at the Mini Rabbits, number 27. Friendships and allies, Capricorn. Friendships and allies. The Wolf, by the way, is number 54, and it's a bad ending. A bad ending. All right, Capricorn, let's see what this is about. Challenge or obstacle. I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family is your challenge or obstacle currently. What makes you happy? What brings you emotional contentment? Is it your children? Is it your spouse, your partner, your home? The Hierophant comes out. This is going to have something to do with your spouse, your partner, someone you're married to, Taurus energy, and Temperance. Something is healing. Something is taking a long time to heal. Page of Pentacles, it's at the very beginning. It could be a small offer. I had somebody tell me once, not very long ago in my life, he said, I needed you to be healed. No, that's wrong. I forget how he said it. But something like, I needed you to heal so you could love me. Somebody told me that once. I needed you to heal so you could love me. The way I took that, and I'm not saying that this is how the person meant it or didn't mean it, I don't know. But the way I took it was like this person needed me to be so healed that I would be able to tolerate their unhealedness. And that's not the case. That's not how it works. I think there's this weird, like, misconception that spiritual people are healed or are always calm or don't have any problems, are emotionally regulated. Let me tell you something, Capricorn. Somebody who is having a spiritual awakening, the only difference between them and their life and someone who is not having a spiritual awakening. Here's the difference. Are you ready? The difference is the person who's having a spiritual awakening makes it their goal in their life to become better version of themselves each and every day, and to align with source or God or spirit or whatever label you need there for yourself in your journey. I'm not out here to tell people what they're supposed to believe in. The person who's not having a spiritual awakening journey, life is happening to them and they feel like there's nothing they can do about it. And they just take it until they can't. And then they break and then they're having spiritual awakening, right? A person having spiritual awakening understands it's an ongoing process. It's about, can I overcome this obstacle today better than I did yesterday? It's not about there not being any obstacles. And the money thing, Capricorn, I think it's interesting that people also believe that if you're spiritual, you can just manifest money. One, that is true. If you are awakened, you have more knowledge, you can align to that frequency quicker than someone who is not awakened. But here's what I learned just this week. The more money there is, the more you're going to spend. The more money there is, the more problems there is, the more responsibilities there is, the more focus you have to have, the more things you have to do. I think people believe, Capricorn, that if they have more money, they'd have less problems. That's not the case at all. In fact, when you're having spiritual awakening journey, the many rabbits, when you're having spiritual awakening journey, spirit will, I feel like spirit gives you the opportunity to remove what is not necessary and needed in your life up to a certain point. Then I believe we experience tower moments where spirit plucks them out for you. I think for Capricorn, this has something to do with healing your home, maybe even your spiritual beliefs. But this is all about going back to the beginning and putting the focus on you. This definitely can have something to do with spreading yourself too thin. Some of you, maybe just, I don't know, one of you, need to heal what you believe about emotional contentment, about happy home, happy family. I think it's more about making yourself happy, Capricorn. It's about making yourself happy. I think when you go through spiritual awakening, spirit shows us that actually we need a lot less. And the less, the more minimal we are, the more we can focus and align with our soul and our journey, the less obstacles, the less problems. The more you have, the more problems. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Rejuvenating rain, clear the past and heal the present. Okay, so for Capricorn, the in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. This is energy of like you think that something is wrong, or you're not on the right path, or you're not where you're supposed to be, or something's taking too long. And when this card comes out, like Spirit's saying, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. This is exactly what you're supposed to be experiencing. If you've had things removed, there's a reason, a purpose for that. A time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. I'm just saying, 21st, guys. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Could be dealing with an Aries. The energy is gaining momentum, is on the bottom. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave that right there. Hope that was helpful. If it was, guys, make sure to tap the like button for me. We got some haters out there in the tube world today. But it's okay because I know where the block and ban and delete button is. Look at that. Death cards, Scorpio. We already read for Scorpio. It's actually time for the air signs. She said, oh no, I don't even remember what Capricorn's reading was about. So it's like, dang, I don't even know why we got the oh no. But Capricorn is my 7th house. I probably should have been paying more attention. 7th house is your relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be intimate relationships. It's all relationships. All right, so we're moving on to Gemini. We have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius left. We're at 1 hour and 58 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh, YouTube. Yeah, it's okay. When I first started live streaming, I would freak out when the holy rollers started rolling in, you know. And it's funny because it's like, who do they think I'm talking to, right? I'm talking to their boss, and he shows me where the delete and ban and block buttons are. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just wish sometimes we could all get on the same page. I asked somebody that recently. I was like, are you religious or are you spiritual? Um, I don't know. I feel like I try to be really open-minded with everyone, but it's like right now in today's time, like I'm live streaming. It's September 4th, 2025. I don't know. It's like I don't necessarily want to be around the group of people that cause themselves religious. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it just and I feel like the whole world is really starting to see that right now, just with everything that's happening in the world. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like we've been sold a bag of no goods. You know what I mean? And we're all starting to awaken, and we're all starting to like learn the truths of the things. So I don't know. Now when the holy rollers start rolling in, it doesn't bother me so much anymore. All right, let's do Gemini. Let's do 2 hours and let's wait for it. Let's do 20 seconds. All right, so 2 hours, 20 seconds. Gemini, September 7th through the 13th. Pisces Lunar Eclipse upon us. The carrot cards. We have a safe burrow. I feel like that says something, but it's just grass. It looks like scribble. Number 40. I do see the animal in the burrow. Definitely safe and protected. It says safety and rest. Gemini, safety and rest. So wherever you're at currently, you're safe. And it's definitely a time. So you're probably already resting and you're probably questioning whether you're supposed to be resting for whatever reason. And Spirit's saying yes. Yes, you are. Hi, so why is Gemini fearful of resting? Justice comes out. Libra energy. Just say a great injustice has been done. Just say you're fighting to balance the scales. Lesson learned. We have 3 of Swords. It's about a broken heart. It have something to do with heart chakra healing. But I mean, I heard broken heart pretty clearly. And we have 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is how you look at something, how you see something, your options, your choices. And then 6 of Wands is on the bottom. 6 of Wands is a victory. There's something about the choices. I called the September Twin Flame Energy Update choices because we're all currently making very important choices. The lesson that I'm currently getting, like at this moment, is that Spirit wants us to make decisions. Decisions are something that we've thought through and we understand we can navigate or make a path towards. A choice makes you feel like you have to pick it right now. There's only these options. And that's not true. So, Gemini, this is definitely going to be a week of some type of rest, a downtime. Like it's okay for you to take time for you. Don't worry about what's happening in the outer world. I think that's really hard for us right now, Gemini, especially for those of us that are, that keep up to date with current events. This could have also something to do with weather for somebody. Regardless, you're safe and protected, and Spirit's asking you to use this time to rest. I think you've been in some type of long fight for a long period of time. Maybe has something to do with a broken heart, but maybe it's like, if you don't give yourself time to rest, you could make yourself burn out or more tired or, I don't know, more injured. 7 of Cups is about looking at your options wisely. It's about making important decisions. The 7 of Cups, a lot of times, like this particular one has a twister, a tornado. This one has a rose, right? This one has a snake. So it's like you don't know if you pick too quickly, if you move too quickly, you may choose wrong. If you focus, pay attention, put time into what those choices are and make a decision, then it's like you could have some type of victory, reward. You pick the right thing, right? 6 of Wands on the bottom, victory, reward. It's different than just victory. It is a victory, 6 of Wands, but it's notoriety. Like people notice you, you get noticed. And then 10 of Pentacles could have something to do with work, dedication, job, achievements, all that stuff. All right, Gemini. Guidance, we have the Mystic Healer. Healing energy flows through you. Begin now. Take your first step is on the bottom. So begin now, take your first step kind of tells me like this is a process. This isn't something that you're just going to jump up and go do. Your dreams need a practical plan, a full moon in Taurus. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer on the bottom. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, Libra next. Ace of Cups flipped over, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Intuition, emotion. The Tower, you could be feeling a tower coming. You could have overflow of emotion due to a tower moment. I think this is Libra. I'm just shuffling the cards. But I definitely feel like I'm getting a little bit of like insight. All right, let's just timestamp. 207:37. All right, Libra, September 7th through the 13th. So the 7th is going to be really significant. I mean, it's going to be significant for everyone. That's when the Pisces Lunar Eclipse comes in. I was shuffling and I seen a couple of cards. So I want to see if those cards repeat themselves. Let's look at energy of the week. Child with Queens. Footprints in the snow on the bottom. When I seen this footprints card when I was cleansing the new set, I thought of that, the footprints in the sand one that I'm always talking about, the poem. Like that's what it brought up for me. Libra, you could be going through something with a child and spirit saying you're not doing it alone. You could feel like you're having to do it alone. This could be like a single mom type of thing, child with queens. I'm gonna look it up, but I feel like I'm talking to a Libra who could be experiencing some massive, drastic changes, maybe in their home environment, maybe to do with their children, but Spirit saying like you're not walking this path alone. I'm with you. In the Footprints poem, it talks about how this person is like asking God, like, why did you leave me in my hardest time? Like, why would you make me do this on my own? And God saying, like, no, I didn't make you do it on your own. I was carrying you while in this time, right? That's why there's only one set of footprints. All right, it's number 8. Unpredictability. Something unpredictable, children, not doing it alone. I just seen the Fool, which is a leap of faith. All right, challenge your obstacle. We have Nine of Pentacles, financial independence. It's in your challenges, so clearly money is the issue. The Hermit is here, spiritual awakening, enlightenment. There's something about going deeper. There's something about the star necklace that she's wearing that's sticking out to me. Or something about the way that she's shutting that laptop that's sticking out to me as well. All right, I got it. Justice on the bottom, that's your energy. You are in, I almost heard like the fight for your life. It is financial. Okay, ready? You are looking for resources, most likely for your family or children. This is a hard one, man. Have mercy. Libra, you're looking for resources. You're fighting for resources. And Spirit is asking you to stop looking in the exterior, like outside of you. Spirit's asking you to stop looking outside of you. See how she's shutting that laptop? The Hermit is spiritual awakening. The Hermit in the Modern Witches Tarot is about the shadow self. Um, I just heard Lilith, but it's only because I've just started studying Lilith. I've been scared of Lilith like for a really long time in my own journey and my own spiritual awakening. I'm there now, yay! um, but there's something about, okay, so Lilith represents like the dark moon. It's energy that it's like our dark side that we like shame or guilt. We hide it under the rug type of thing. There's something that you're shameful of or you're trying to hide from others, Libra, that is within that you need to tap into. This Hanged Man as the outcome. The Hanged Man is you're stuck in your headspace. The Hanged Man is always it's Pisces energy as well. So that means that the Pisces lunar eclipse is going to show you how you've been stuck in your head about these finances, thinking that you're going to get them out of that laptop. And see how she's holding her hand to her chest? The answers are not going to come out of the laptop. The money is not going to come out of the laptop. The resources is not going to come out of the laptop. This full moon is going to help you stop overthinking something. Get out of your head space, move into your heart space. Libra, there's something that you have that's internal that you're trying to hide, and that's the resource that you need. And it's going to be something that you fought for. All right, let's do guidance for Libra. The Sacred Traveler. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. This isn't working. This isn't working. That's why she's shutting it. This is lesson learned. Reflect and redirect your energy shows that brick wall, Libra. I always see this energy, like the squirrel is just running into that brick wall and it just keeps hitting its head on that brick wall and it can't go through the brick wall. Reflect and redirect your energy. So why do you keep trying to do something a certain way? Why do you think it's going to come from this situation? Has it come from there yet? It hasn't. It hasn't. So maybe it's possible, if not for yourself, but for those around you, that you think a different way, that you move out of that thought or that belief that you're always going to be stuck here this way. Reflect and redirect your energy. Moonology to close it out for Libra. You're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon. Work through your fears. It's new moon in Scorpio. What are you scared of? What are you scared of, Libra? Take time to breathe out. It's a dismenting moon. The energy is gaining momentum. I feel like this card is one too many. It's like you've taken time, but now you're stuck in that analysis paralysis. Now you're stuck between the first Virgo new moon and that second Virgo new moon that comes in on the 21st, and you're overthinking it. And you need to just like allow something that has to do with your spiritual awakening, with your more darker side, to just come out. Our shadow selves, like, I don't know why we're so, like, we beat ourselves up, or we talk so down to ourselves. Like, a lot of times, many times, this energy is your superpower. The child card could have definitely been inner child for some of you Libras. It's like something you've been dealing with your whole life. All right, Aquarius is last. My ears just started ringing again. I feel like Aquarius is really going through it. Pluto moving into Aquarius, people are like, oh, it's so cool. We've never experienced it. Once in a lifetime, yay. Aquarius is over there holding on to the seat of their pants like, what the bleep. And I'm just saying, like, it's Pluto, it's death and rebirth, right? Footprints in the snow. If you feel like you're doing it on your own, Aquarius, you're not. You're not. Spirit carries you in those moments where you feel like you can't carry yourself. If you feel like you did it by yourself, you didn't. You didn't. Spirit carried you in those moments that you needed carried. All right, Aquarius. Let's do 2/18/44. It's going to be for the week of September 7th through the 13th. Pisces Lunar Eclipse. This is a spiritual house cleaning. Spiritual cleansing. Removing the belief systems that are not serving your greater good. We have thorn bush. I just heard that thorn in my side. All right, number 50 comes out. We have whiskers on the bottom. All right, thorn bush is hiding. Ooh, that's going to be a hard one. You're hiding from some truth because clearly thorn bush, it's painful, right? Whiskers on the bottom, awareness. So Pisces lunar eclipse could be bringing some awareness to what you're hiding from, what you're not facing. The number 50 seems significant. All right, let's do challenge or obstacle. We have 2 of Pentacles. Feeling stretched or pulled in too many directions, feeling like you don't have enough of something. There's not enough of you to go around. Something about her white sandals are sticking out to me. Knight of Cups comes out for challenge or obstacle. Knight of Cups is being courageous enough to deliver a message of love or emotion. And 6 of Cups is here. 6 of Cups is nostalgia, reunion, someone from your past. It could have something to do with gifts. Page of Swords is on the bottom. It says that you're watching. All right. So 2 of Pentacles and your challenges or obstacles is, it could be too much of something as well, because 2 of Pentacles anywhere else is, I don't have enough resources. I'm feeling stretched too thin, that type of thing. So in your challenges or obstacles, you could still feel like you're stretched too thin, but you could be doing that like to yourself, right? So there's this energy of too much of something. And I don't know, there's something about her shoes. Maybe for some of you Aquarius, this is too much partying. I don't know, but it's too much of something. Knight of Cups, and it is something that you've done to yourself, and that's why you're feeling like you're being pulled in too many directions, or there's not enough of you to go around, or whatever it is. Knight of Cups is here. Knight of Cups is also the energy that's many times translated as the player card. It's this energy of, this person doesn't know how to replenish their own cup, so they take their cup around to everyone else. It's probably why you're feeling like depleted or not enough of something, so that others can fill their cup for them. This could be someone who is like stuck to someone from their past, or keeps returning to uh, a relationship from their past. I am getting in so much trouble tonight. Y'all just don't know. But it's nostalgia. It's like you're not seeing, it's like rose-colored glasses. It's like you're not really seeing through something. You're not really seeing what's happening. And Aquarius, is it possible there's this energy of, it's not everyone else. It's not everyone else. How are you seeing something? Put the focus back on you. Do you replenish your own cup? Do you know how to love yourself? Do you take care of yourself? If the answer is yes to all of that, then you wouldn't feel depleted. You wouldn't feel like there's not enough of you to go around. You wouldn't feel like you keep repeating the same type of cycles with the same type of people. At some point, Aquarius, you have to have some accountability for what it is that you choose to repeat. I'm the thorn in the side. I understand. I get it. All right. Protected by angels. You are cherished by angels. Staying focused. Hold the course. Reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly is on the bottom. Moonology to close it out for Aquarius. A personal issue reaches resolution. It's full moon in Cancer. And adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Have faith in your dreams is on the bottom. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, that's it. 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 35 seconds later, that is going to be all 12 signs for the week of September 7th through the 13th. As we move into this Pisces lunar eclipse energy, this is a powerful full moon. It's definitely a spiritual full moon, and it's going to be about spiritual alignment. So it's definitely this energy of It's time to clean house. And I think for the majority of all 12 signs, I definitely going to have to go back and rewatch all of them myself. But I definitely got this theme of what spirit is showing us with this Pisces lunar eclipse, the spiritual cleansing that is happening right now, is how we ourselves are standing in our own way. Like that's something I saw throughout all 12 signs. All right. I hope the readings were helpful. I hope the guidance was helpful. Timestamps will be in the description box immediately following the live stream. Thank you to all my moderator ladies who came in and hung out with me. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for keeping the timestamps. Thank you for booting and blocking and deleting all the, ignorant people and all of that stuff, right? Next week, I'll be back Tuesday. I don't know if we're going to have any lives this weekend or not, guys. Make sure if you're new that you have the notification set to all because, sometimes we pop on with the music and tarot and offer free readings. But I know that I'll be back on Tuesday night and we're going to be talking about the week ahead. And that's going to give us this break because we'll be between the full moon and the second Virgo new moon at critical 29 degree. That's going to be a powerful cosmic influence. So we'll talk more about that, of course, in a couple of weeks. Next week, I'm going to take that opportunity to explain to you how Pluto moving in and out of orbit, once this time in our lifetime, we won't experience it again. And we haven't experienced it before, how that's impacting us personally, individually, and collectively on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. All right. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Miss L, I miss you all the time. It's so good to see you being able to come in. I hope to see you guys on Tuesday night. I'm always sending you love on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.